What up, guys? Welcome to the fourth attempt at me doing this goddamn review. Hey guys, it is me, the WildWestGamer, here doing a video game review in the Gaming Grotto. Doing, for the love of God, the final episode of this thing, and I fucked it up again. It doesn't matter. I'm getting twisted over my own words. I've said the same sentence like 50 times. Screw it. We'll do it. We'll run it. Hey guys, welcome to the WildWestGamer. It's me, the WildWestGamer, here in the Gaming Grotto with a video game review. What am I video game reviewing today? Said me less than 30 seconds ago. I'm doing this! The Last of Us! Woo! Yeah, the only way to get through this review is to either, sort of act like I'm on Prozac. This is a brutal game. This is not a nice game. This game is unpleasant. This game is cruel. It is twisted. It will make you look at the worst sides of human condition and make you weep. Physically weep at some of the brutalities that this game inflicts upon you. But did I want to carry on playing it? Hell freaking yes. This game is the best game ever made. No embellishment. 100% legit. This game is so good. When you play this game, you will look at your games, like your games collection, and you will point at it and laugh. You will mock it for attempting to be as good as The Last of Us is. Why? Because this game is perfect. This is how a post-apocalyptic world looks. This is how society behaves. This is how people look, sound, live. This game is not a game. It is an experience. It is something that you pick up and become. You fall into it and you live their lives. You don't press buttons. Well, you do press buttons, but I mean, that is just a means to help these people live their lives, because it's so well done. Every part of this game is so well done. You owe it to yourselves to smash down 40, 50, 60 pounds, however much this person was asking for £1,000 for this game. Actually, okay, I wouldn't pay £1,000 for this game, but you get my point. This game deserves to be bought brand new. Don't buy it second hand. Please don't buy it second hand. Every single penny spent on a copy of this game deserves to go to Naughty Dog. They have worked so hard to bring you this game. The game where the relationship between two characters speaks worlds about what it means to be human. Who are we? What makes us what we are? Is it, we like to think we are the way we are because of who we are. But this game says to us, no, you are not that person. You are that person because society, civilization, laws, rules, guidelines, the constraints of, the civilized world keep you behaving like like this rational, normal person. As soon as that is taken away, as soon as the gates are removed and you are allowed to behave any way, you soon realise who you actually are. When someone puts a knife in your hand and a knife in another person's hand and throws a scrap of bread on the floor and you've not eaten in months, you find out what kind of person you are. That's what this game is about. It says, world goes to shit, who are you to say what's right and wrong? When people are killing each other over nothing, over the fact that, people have strayed into their territory, who's to say that's wrong? Who's to say that's right? That is the sort of game this is. It says, it just says to us, the world is only the way it is because we think that's the way it should be. Once we realise it isn't, then bad things happen. But at the same time, it's also about, but if there's a reason within that to hold on to normality, if there's a reason for you to maintain your sanity and your grip on what is right and wrong, if you have something that morally guides you, then you can still be that. You can find yourself no matter how lost. You can still be this good person, and that is a really nice part of this game. It's a really important part of this game. And it's probably the one thing I'll take away from it, this idea that that just another person, one more person to care about, to look after, can give us the drive to be better. That is a really big part. of what this game is about. I'm really trying hard not to spoil stuff. I've had to do this video probably over and over again. One time because I just cocked up and closed down the video program. It was dumb. The other times I've had to do this review again because I've said spoilers. I'm not going to do anything about the spoilers in this game. I'm not going to mention any of the story. I don't want to. It's too hard to avoid spoilers. And with a game that's so, story driven and character driven, you can't mention any bit of it because it will give something away. Really what I can talk about is the world it's set in. The world of The Last of Us. Well, it's set 20 years after an infection has ravaged the human race. People have lost, this infection has driven people insane. It has mutated them. It's a fungus-based infection. It has turned them into cannibalistic savages, and that has spread like wildfire through the population of the planet. And people have become segregated. They have, sort of shelter in these militarized, small quarantine zones, which 20 years after the end of the world, in effect, are quickly becoming small totalitarian regimes. Excuse me, where life and death walk hand in hand. Every day someone's getting stabbed or shot or whatever. Even in these civilized pockets, that it's falling apart. Life is falling apart. Outside of that, nature is starting to reclaim the world, or is reclaiming the world. The infected run rampant. Sort of hiding in the dark places of the world, ready to jump out and snare, unwary travelers. Groups of bandits and sort of really kind of basically barbaric savages. Sort of seek shelter with one another in sort of a survival of the fittest dominated world where, if they catch someone who can't defend themselves, they will take what they want aggressively and brutally. And you see this firsthand. You learn all of these rules and all the things I've said firsthand. The game is like nothing I've ever played. You are so immersed in this world that you are constantly looking for items to scavenge. You're constantly looking out for sights or sounds that may be, telltale signs of enemies in the area. Sort of either the infected or humans. And that's a really just fantastic thing that this game does. To draw you in like that. Fallout 3 has you in a world set after a nuclear apocalypse. It is the role-playing mechanics are far deeper than this game. I mean, this game is survival horror / action. The Fallout 3 is an RPG. That game gives you the most in-depth customization and character modification system, probably one of the greatest ever. I did not feel as immersed into that as I do into this. That massive open world in Fallout 3 where you can do anything you want did not nearly feel as impressive as this world, which in comparison is incredibly linear. Yeah? It's not, but it kind of is linear, but at the same time, it's not. It does a very nice, very nice way. It does a very good job, of making you feel that you're sort of more in like the maze of the destroyed world. You're sort of going up and down, round corners, underground, up above. It does a very, very good job, and through the environments you travel, you certainly feel like you're in a bigger world, and that's really cool. That's a really nice touch. But you never really care because you just you're so glad that you've either got 3 bullets in your gun, or you've managed to find a rusted pipe, which is can be you can be upgraded with bits you found to stick nails on the end to make it extra lethal. Or perhaps you managed to salvage enough to make a Molotov cocktail or something like that. Little things like that make this game feel important. The fact that it, just overcoming the odds of survival, which are always stacked against you, that is where the victories come in this game. When you manage to sneak through a room full of 5 or 6, armed bandits. That is something to be happy about. You've not had to waste a medical kit to heal yourself. You've not had to waste the last remaining bullets you've got, which you'll probably need to fight infected later on. You have managed through. You have managed to keep yourself safe. And it's things like that which are so important in this game. The combat is fantastic. It's so brutal. You'll be breaking skulls and snapping necks and beating the living snot out of people. You'll be using pipes, 2x4s, machetes, hatchets, baseball bats. You'll be using guns. You'll be using improvised bombs, Molotov cocktails, smoke bombs, shivs, everything you can think of. You have to utilize in some respect in the combat. There is as much satisfaction in using guns as there is in melee combat. In fact, to be fair, melee combat is by far the most impressive feature of this game. The game very seamlessly moves between your standard combat, just beating someone up, and then these sort of very quick, seamless, context-sensitive environmental animations where perhaps you'll be near a door, he'll smash him into that, or he'll smash a guy's head into a wall, or push him through glass. He may everything like that. Things like that make you feel more part of this world, and it breaks up the sort of the routine of combat. But then again, combat never feels like a routine, so that's a big point of this game. When you're injured in this game, like I said, you can apply bindings to your wounds. What's really cool is that then remains on Joel, which is really cool. Likewise, if you get shot in the arm or in the side or the leg, his clothes will be stained with blood run down his arms, stuff like that. He'll get bruised and cut. Just little things like that really make this game important. Really make you feel more part of the world. The characters you meet, every character you meet, you both remember, as well as you slightly mistrust. There's always that sense of mistrust. You don't know who these people are. Are they up to no good? Are they nice? Are they are they this? Are they that? You never know, and it really makes you feel that that's how I would be in this world. I probably would genuinely be fairly uncomfortable with someone who may or may not stick a knife in my gut. That is how this game plays out, and it is really, really cool that it does that. What else can I talk about? Well, the game is certainly for mature audiences, as I've stated. Ellie and Joel, both can defend themselves. They both swear. They both, fairly sort of, fairly dark people. Well, especially Joel. Ellie not so much. Joel is certainly a guy who's done some bad things in the past to survive. You never find out what it is, so there's that slight element of deniability that you can go, it may have not been that bad, but it's pretty obvious that he's done some fairly rough stuff in his past. Likewise, there are a lot of themes at play which are pretty heavy. As you go through the world, you will find letters and stuff like that, and other sort of artifacts which tell of the most distressing, unlucky, sad stories about someone's last days or last minutes. And sometimes you will find this on a body, and next to it are 2 or 3 smaller bodies in blankets. And if I have to spell that out for you, you kind of you really sort of probably shouldn't be playing this game. Things like that are mature. They are grown up, and it is a credit to Naughty Dog that they have done it so well. It never disgusts me in the way that video games shouldn't do this. It disgusts me that a child has lost its life in this world. That this world has so fallen apart that not even children are safe, and that is impressive. that is that is a very responsible attitude to have to gaming, because in this world, in a world where you're trying to keep Ellie safe, that reinforces that idea, that it makes us go, yeah, we need to fight to keep Ellie safe. We need to, always be alert, always be on guard, because whilst Ellie is this, swearing, happy to use a gun or a knife to defend herself kid, she's also shines through with moments of childlike naivety. She does have those moments where you do realize, she isn't this, she may be a product of this world. She was born after the fall of the old world. She may have only ever known this world, but there's still a child in there fighting to get out, and she still sees things that she's inquisitive about. She says funny things. During one bit, she's trying to learn to whistle. Things like that make her such an endearing character and so lovable. You really fall in love with both Joel and Ellie, because they are just such interesting characters and so believable. Massive credit to the mocap and voice work on this game. It's really going to make you feel like they're believable, and that's the thing. You believe they're real, not that they're characters, that you believe these are real people you are watching. You sit there going, I need to know how this finishes. I need to know how these people get out of this bind, or whatever, whatever's happening. It's that good. It really is. And I can't put it into words how really great this game is, how much of a complete package it is. It even comes with a multiplayer, which is, a continuation of the story with regard to the two factions you fight as, either the Fireflies or the Hunters. And the mechanics used in the single player game, go into that. Really good, fresh ideas on everything, single player, multiplayer. Lots of just really great stuff out there. Loads of great stuff in the game to be found and to enjoy. Voice recordings from survivors, letters, dog tags, just everything you can imagine. A really nice crafting mechanic where Joel takes off his backpack and goes through it. This idea of scavenging supplies, upgrading both Joel's abilities and his gear, his equipment. Just everything about this game is fantastic. So well done. I am so proud of this game. I mean, it's a really weird thing to say, proud of a game, but to know that Naughty Dog made this game for us, for the gamers, because they believed we deserved the best a game could be, not only in gameplay but also in what it teaches us, what it asks us, makes us ask of ourselves. Just so good, so good, and I'm really happy they've made this game, and I genuinely believe that everyone should put down the money for a brand new copy. Support Naughty Dog. Give them the money to gain the resources to make better games than this. I mean, they can top their own work, but they've set the bar for everyone else. There is no excuse for games ever being the same after this. Not boring and linear and and tired and unoriginal. This does everything great, better than great, perfect. Really is perfect. Every single review you've seen that sings this game's praises was completely correct. Now there are going to be people who don't like this game. No game can make everyone like it. Yeah, there are some reviews I expect that say negative things about it. But I don't know, man. I don't know what game they're playing. I really don't. I'm trying to see this game in a bad way, but I just don't. Normally you play a game, and if there's been lots of hype about it, you see quickly through the hype. Something just doesn't feel right. But this game doesn't, because I've tried to avoid a lot of the hype. I've avoided all of the majority of reviews. I've stayed away from any sort of teasers or spoilers for the game. I played this with a clear head on my own volition. I played this from start to end in about two sittings, and loved every second of it. There wasn't a point where I was bored. There was never a point where I was stuck. There was never a point when I was frustrated. I loved this game from start to finish, and it was just it was just unbelievable. It really was unbelievable. I laughed, I cried, I got angry at the situation some characters found themselves in, and I wanted vengeance on, the people who had done bad things to them. I wanted, I felt panicked for them in between plays. I was always thinking about this game. I was always, worrying about, whether or not I could keep them safe. Things like that. Things like that really make a game great when they're always on your mind, when they're always making you think. And that's really it. Like I said, I've done like 5 reviews of this game, or attempts at reviewing this game. And at the end of the day, if I'm just honest with you guys and say this game is, is both, it both is the teacher and the lesson, if that makes sense to people. It both shows us what we should be worried about in situations like this, whilst at the same time, shows us that maybe we shouldn't be, because whilst some of these situations create the worst in people, it also creates the best. Perhaps that's a better way to put it. There's bad people, there's good people, and in times of extreme, the best in both of those and the worst is what comes through. And while there are bad people, there will always be good people, right? And this game really teaches that. Teaches us to rely on each other, teaches us to trust each other, teaches us to love each other. Because you don't know when you're going to lose that. You don't know when it's going to be taken away. And that's really important. The music in this game is beautiful. Like I said, the acting is fantastic. The motion, the animation, the world looks beautiful, absolutely fantastically created. Everywhere you go feels believable, through people's houses, through streets, through countryside. All of it feels believable. None of it feels like it was designed to be played. It feels like it was designed because that's where people live, where people have worked, where people have grown up, whatever. So guys, from me, the Wild West Gamer, finally making it through this review of The Last of Us. I don't give scores, I don't give ratings. But if I did, 100 out of 100, 10 out of 10, perfect, whatever you want to say, it is that. It really is that. And whether this game ever gets a sequel or a franchise out of it, whether the next one we get other characters or whatever like that, or the ones who make it through this game get another game. I don't know. Don't know what happens, do we? You're gonna be shocked by what happens. You're gonna cry. You're gonna feel genuine loss and kind of grieve for sometimes what happens in this game. But that's all I can really say. It's if this is it, this is all The Last of Us is ever going to be. I am happy that I've played this game. I am so glad that this game was made, because it shows that Naughty Dog are planning to go bigger and better than what they managed to do here. It also says to other games, if you want to step up, bring it, do it, show us what you got, be better than this game, give us better games than this, do it if you can, and if not, don't make games. This is actually a genuine point. You can't beat this game. If you can't do a better game, don't do it. Don't make games. You don't deserve to make games. If you don't have the passion and the energy and the just talent that Naughty Dog have had to make this game, don't make a game. Do not make a game. Seriously. It annoys me actually now thinking that the same old tired shit, like Call of Duty, like Battlefield, like all of that sort of crap, is getting fired out time and time and time again, and people aren't even questioning it. They're just buying it. Why? When this game exists, when a game this good, when we've had games like BioShock, like Far Cry 3, like The Last of Us, when games those good with such fantastic ideas exist to be played, why do we keep going back to the tired old has-beens of the gaming world? Why? So you know, perhaps that's a question worth answering on another day. Or perhaps it's a question that, you know, we should all take away and go, why aren't we buying The Last of Us? If you own a PlayStation 3, pick up this game. No word of a lie. Get it, enjoy it. I'll see you on multiplayer, because that's what I'm going to be doing now. Just learn from it. Really take away what the themes and the story are telling you, and enjoy the adventure, because it's a hell of a toboggan ride. So guys, thank you very much for bearing with me. Thank you very much for subscribing, liking, doing all those bits and pieces. Please do the same for this video. Like it, share it, comment, subscribe. Please become part of the Wild West Gamer. It really means a lot. We've had a new subscriber, Gamer Boy, something. I don't remember the last bit of your name. If you're watching, thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much for joining up, signing on. Really means a lot. You've become part of a small community that's hoping to get bigger. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell your cats, tell your dogs. Tell them to watch the Wild West Gamer and subscribe. This isn't about money. This is not about that. I know I have advertisements, but it's not about me making money. If I did, that'd be nice. I'm not gonna lie. But it's not about that. I do this because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. I'm giving up my own time to do this, right? I do it because it's nice to know there are guys out there. There are people who are sitting watching this, hopefully agreeing or at least going, okay. So thank you very much, guys. It really means a lot. And see you later. Please leave some comments about what you would like to see in the future. And from me, the WildWestGamer, to you. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you later, and enjoy The Last of Us.